It's kind of like you chop off your arm to save your leg or something like
China,
that.
basically.
Yeah, China's pretty much taking over Africa right now.
Oh, we're not doing that one now.
No. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to Behind Your Mom's Glass. Damn. I didn't think I was going to pull it out, but I did. Trying to get rid of mom jokes from me has been a struggle. I talked to my family the other day. They were trying to explain to me that I need to be a little more professional on the show because a lot of times I do things that I don't know what I'm talking about or, just simple stuff like that. One of the things, I don't know, did I mention this to you? I know I talked to somebody about it, but ladies and gentlemen, these, god dang, man, why are you so messy, bro? Straight up.
You gotta clean this act up.
We got a guest, actually. Somebody's in here watching us film this show. I'm not going to tell anybody who it is, but... So these are cigars. If you haven't noticed, Skis and I, every now and then, we smoke these bad boys. Look how thick this thing is, first of all.
Yeah, that thing will last all. That'll be all night.
No, but it tastes so good. This is the interesting thing that I just discovered. If you're someone who smokes cigars, and this is not something that you know, did you know this? I don't know if I was talking to you about this or if I was talking to somebody else. Oh, that's vanilla. Freaking, they make them smell so good. But what I didn't know was cigars have as much in this cigar. Yeah, you think it's big, but in this cigar, there is as much nicotine as an entire pack, which how much is in, how many cigarettes are in a pack of cigarettes? It's like 20, right?
20, I think. It's been forever since
if you were to smoke a pack of cigarettes, there's as much nicotine as that pack of cigarettes as in one of these cigars. Because I was sitting out on the porch, I'm like, Skis is not here. I was in a different city. I was like, man, Skis is not here. You can't smoke with me. I'm gonna light one of these up and puff on it for a minute. So I ran down to the local store, got one of these. About halfway through, we got young Jamie over here Googling stuff for us. Cigars can have up to 100 to 200 milligrams of nicotine, and cigarettes average 8 milligrams. Bro.
Well, yeah, but you don't technically, usually you don't inhale cigars.
Yeah, but no. Because I read a website that said even if you do not inhale, it's getting into it's absorbing into the tissue in your mouth, and you're getting the same hit of nicotine. Well, I was becoming a smoker, actually.
Now you want to quit.
I had to tone it back because, I don't think, it's kind of curious, nicotine, the way it works, dude. I was feeling like I needed a cigar. Like, that's why I did it that evening. I was like...
Yeah, after you probably ate right before it, right?
No.
You didn't? For me, when I smoked and stuff, too, it was after you eat, man.
No, I didn't eat.
That's like the best time.
I didn't eat. And I also didn't hear anything you just said. What'd you just say? I wasn't paying attention.
Man. Wow.
You said you eat and then you smoke. Crap like that.
Smoke after eating, it's always a plus.
But the point is, these are just as harmful to you as a freaking pack of cigarettes. That's something that I didn't know. So now, instead of smoking a cigar, I just don't. I mean, or it's gonna have to be looks? Well, yeah, or it's gonna have to be like a 1 month thing where we sit out on the yaks and puff these things. But that was a pretty cold hard realization for me that I felt like I was addicted for a second too. But anyway,
can't be having that.
The reason I was sitting out on the porch smoking to begin with was because I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine, and he was telling me about this thing that he was reading online about how China is moving into, because I was a little stressed out, I'd freaking gone through an entire day of work, something you don't know anything about.
Yeah.
So I'm
Must
sitting.
be real stressful.
Yeah, I was a little stressful, and so I was like, oh, without me even knowing it, I was like, I need some nicotine, dog. So I'm stressful. I'm sitting on this porch, but he had told me something that he had wanted me to talk about on this show. Jorge, actually, if you're watching this, buddy, get better, because he almost broke his foot too. Just recently, I was texting him. He said he's moving around on some pallets or something and damn near snapped like his toe off or something like that. So he's resting up in the hospital, hyped up on drugs.
You got plenty of toes after that.
Yeah, but me and Jorge, we're sitting in this coffee shop and we're talking about China's got this Belt and Road Initiative that they've been working on for quite a while actually right now, and they're moving into Japan or Africa. They're going through, it's like 30 different countries that they're going through. They've got this Belt and Road Initiative that they're working on, and what they're doing is building infrastructure into a bunch of these countries, and this infrastructure is going to allow them. They're doing it under the umbrella of like China. I was one of the he calls himself the right-hand man to the president of Africa. And actually, wow, there's so many things we can get into with Africa right now. South Africa's just burning to the ground, one of their cities. But this guy who was for a long time the right-hand man of the president of South Africa, he was talking to this group of people, and he was telling them how when China moves into an area, they always say this deal is going to be good for you and it's going to be good for me, right? And one of the things that we all know about China is China wants to win. So Jorge was telling me that China's going in, and he was mentioning that it's kind of like modern day slavery again. It's happening in Africa, which when you say that word, it immediately brings all these crazy thoughts into people's heads about racism and this and that, and everybody wants to get all fired up about it. But the term like modern day slavery, especially when we're talking about China moving into Africa with this Belt and Road Initiative thing, the way he said it, even I wanted to become like a fired up person, and it brought all these thoughts into my head too. But it's not necessarily that. And this guy was this former right-hand man to the president of Africa over there. He was saying China is definitely, they do have their own interest in China or in Africa, and they definitely want to be in control. That's why they're building, that's why they're building all this infrastructure, so they can more rapidly move their own, whatever it may be, goods and services and anything else through all of these countries. Anytime you build infrastructure in a country, it gives you more power. And right now what Africa's doing is they're getting into severe amounts of debt through China to build these Belt and Road, to build these roads and these railways and these shipping yards. And it's putting them in kind of a weird position where Africa is struggling right now, right? Do you know any of this that I'm talking about?
I'm guessing Africa's been struggling for a while. But
yeah, they've been struggling for a while, yeah. But it's kind of like you chop off your arm to save your leg or something like that.
China basically is what's going on there.
China's pretty much taking over Africa right now, and they're doing it in a way that's it's very helpful to Africa. So this whole thing about the way Jorge phrased it, like it's modern day slavery in Africa. I mean, and then the way that the right hand man to the former right hand man to the president of Africa said, he said there's a lot of negative that's happening with the takeover of China in Africa right now, but he said China always likes to say win-win, right? We win and you win. He said, we understand that it's not a win-win situation for us, but at least we're not losing, he said. So Africa's getting its roads built. It's getting its bridges built. It's getting its railways and its shipping yards built. It's heavily indebted to China right now. It's a positive thing and it's a negative thing at the same time. It's a dangerous thing watching China. I don't know how much you know about China, but they play the long game.
Well, they've been doing it with all the islands by China, too. They're buying up all these islands where people have, like, their society's built, and now when they go in there and they buy them up, they give them the money, and they make them actually fly the Chinese flag on their island.
Yeah.
And say now they are China. And that's expanding like their maritime area in the ocean.
Yeah.
Say giving them like bigger borders. And then they say, well, this is our area, don't come in here.
Yeah, they're incredibly scary in that they like to they're not just working on one thing. You know, China's working on so many different things in the background that we don't probably see, like these islands that they're building out there. I actually saw a video that said something about how the islands that China's been building are sinking though.
But they're buying out other islands that are already there too.
They're buying, yeah, like in Australia, right? Was it?
Well, yeah, Australia's not happy because they're getting closer and closer. And some of these islands actually have a lot of stuff they can like mine off these islands yet.
Yeah, what did we all learn over the course of this stupid little COVID pandemic that just ran through us? We learned something real quick and real hard, is that a lot of our stuff comes from China, and China's in control of a lot of stuff, right? And China, in the event of a disaster that pretty much they caused, they canceled. Like we were requesting, hey, we need masks, we need this, we need that, we need like medicine. China's like, no, we're keeping it all over here, buddy. We need it. Like they were keeping their ships back. So for them to have so much control over the transportation of goods and services, like we think, oh, building a road is a small thing. Building, a railway or shipping, having these massive shipping ports or whatever else, we think, well, I mean, everybody needs that, whatever. Like, no, they're actually trying to take, it's like when we hear Bill Gates, people talking about how Bill Gates is buying up farmland, right? Yeah.
Everybody's China's trying to buy land in U.S. too, are they?
Oh, they own a lot of land in U.S. already.
I think they're trying to make it so they can't like purchase land in the U.S. anymore.
Yeah. Trump was trying to do that, actually. And Trump, I know we're going all over the place right now, but F you guys.
Well, I was just talking about Trump doing stuff with land, I guess. So.
Well, yeah. Who was it that sent me the article about China? When Trump got into office, China had... there was a Chinese manufacturing company that was creating like electrical grid products, and it was getting shipped over to the United States. Was that you and I that were talking about that?
That's the thing. Yeah, a lot of our stuff comes from China, so they're worried about them being able to hack into the stuff that we purchased from them. So they're replacing, because they could basically, if you think about it, if they did the right things, they could come in and shut down our electrical grid on their own.
Yeah, well, they weren't worried about
getting the stuff from them.
They weren't worried about it because it was actually a thing that they found. They found some very like sketchy components to some of the electrical parts that were what's the word? Integral, important, really necessary to our electrical grid. We were getting a lot of those parts and those components from China, and some of them had some really sketchy parts in them where they could have, say, shut down that grid. And,
from China.
Remotely from China, yeah. So Trump, when he got into office, he banned that. So those electrical components that were necessary for our grid, he banned those parts from being manufactured in China and shipped over here. So they were made in like Texas or wherever else, And the second your current president got in office, he reversed it. And that's the crappy thing about having a president every possibly a different president every 4 terms. I don't know. It's a positive and a negative thing, but Biden came in and he can just come in and reverse like whatever he wants to reverse, So now we can get more of our electrical components back from China so they can control more of our electrical grid. And if you know anything about like power failures, last week I was here, my power went out, and I'm sitting in the dark going, China, yeah.
They got you down.
I wasn't necessarily thinking China, but I was like, if someone's in charge of our electrical grid and they're remote controlling this, or if for some reason our power gets shut off or whatever, like for an extended period of time, my power was off for like 2 hours, maybe. And I was like, this sucks. What are we going to do without electricity, man? We're going back to the Stone Ages. If another country's in control of stuff like that, we're in a very bad situation, But back to the Africa thing. Africa is being taken over by China right now, and they're doing it under the guise of helping Africa, and helping African infrastructure and trying to eliminate political and what other corruption that they have going on down there. They're trying to help modernize Africa, and Africa's taken on a lot of debt through China for that, and it's a good thing and it's a bad thing at the same time because China's always playing the long game. So whatever game that they're playing right now in Africa, which actually it's easy for us to see because we know that they're trying to control commodities. You know, that's if they can control what you eat, you know, what you like your medicine, if they can control stuff like that, it's going to be a problem.
But I mean, back in the day, I mean, the British did the same thing in like South Africa, correct? That was like a big part of like
the British used to be
South Africa.
Wasn't it the British that was like the world's superpower pretty much?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they, promised some of the same things. They're probably just going off the same book as some other people,
Right. So what are you saying? Like it's not for sure that China's going to just take over everything? Or what's the point there? Like the British did it.
It's not the first time it's happened, So I mean, it's not, I guess, I can see where China could use it to their advantage, yes.
Yeah, but I mean... The end game.
They get you in debt into them. Now when they need to use that stuff, they can come over there and be like, hey, we gave you all this, and now, you're going to let us come in here and do our thing. Yeah,
it's not even that. It's that you're in debt. Like, we own all of these things in your country. Like, we're here now, okay? So, I don't know.
I mean, Africa just say piss off.
No, they really can't, actually, because this is the only country that's really willing to invest in them. Yeah, no kidding, right? Come to the Sahara, buddy. I don't know, dude. It's a sketchy thing. I'm always thinking into the world crap, so I'm going into like freaking World War III and whatever else. Like when people tell me stuff like China's taking over in Australia and in Africa, I'm thinking World War III is about to happen, son. But
I think about it a lot, yeah. But it's definitely more of like a head game now because there's so much more to it than there used to be. It's not just troops on the ground anymore. Exactly.
It's the fact that they play the long game, and we're all so warmed up. It's just like when my power went out, I was like, I'm dead. Like I'm going to die now because I can't turn on the light, right? So it's like they're getting. It's like you fatten up a pig. Like we did that video about the ortolan bird where they pluck its eyes out and they make it gorge itself on food before they kill it, right? So you get people accustomed to a certain way of living, which is what our world, we've got all these creature comforts and we're happy and we've got no worries. We really don't.
Well, the U.S. has definitely softened up, yes, where like you got Chinese people where they're
man.
Definitely.
We're like, super soft.
For troops and stuff.
We're super soft and we'll cry like power goes off, we're in bad shape.
Where's my phone?
Yeah, we turn into migrants,
Like, what do we do?
Yeah, and our entire lives, like it's on a light switch.
What? How do I cook my food?
Someone can turn it off. Yeah. So that's why I don't know. It's a sketchy thought, but the Africa thing, yes, the short answer to that story is they're being taken over by China right now. They might not know it. China might say, we're not doing it. This is a win-win for you and a win, like we win, you win. This is a win for China. Africa's going to be super indebted to them. China's going to own a lot of land, a lot of infrastructure in Africa, and they're going to...
Is there like a small party that still thinks like bring it on? Like you want to see it like almost happen to somebody? Or maybe we do it to them?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know.
Like, do I want to?
There's like a crazy part in your head where you're like, I want to see it happen.
Dude, there's a crazy part in my head that wants us to all go into World War III.
Right? Like it's
because I want anarchy.
You say it, then it happens. They're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've got my guns. I've got my knives. I think I'm cool. I think I can handle a situation, but I probably wouldn't be able to, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, bring it on. I got a gun.
The guy that's going to survive it all is going to be the guy that hides in his closet.
Exactly. There's going to be that dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He's like, I survived World War III.
Didn't like the little Japanese guy that they found on the island. He still thought it was the World War was going on.
Because they were caves, yeah. Was that like in the 80s?
Yeah, man.
They found him or something?
I believe so. That'll be the guy that makes it. But yeah. I don't know.
But he was surviving though. Like that guy lived a life. Just saying.
There was no
You're living
one there, was
you live
there?
in caves, man. You got no electricity, nothing. Like that guy was just like living the life in the jungle, right?
God, can you imagine though?
And he survived that.
Yeah, but to come back out to normal society, they should have
No.
just left him.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
It's
our
like that
bad.
island we talked about with all the like
Yeah.
tribe living there. Like you don't mess with them now.
No, they see
You're just gonna scare them now.
yeah, they see a Coast Guard helicopter fly over, and they're like shooting arrows at it. I can't
What is
can't
that?
comprehend not knowing what a helicopter is. That's the definition of aliens. That's why I wanted to go there and see what their drawings are like, or if they're. Someone said they were pretty stupid, but I don't.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean, they're not educated, so yeah.
Yeah, but that you would still think they would make drawings. Like, come on. Anyway. But anyway, all this stemmed off of me having a conversation with Jorge, and I went out to smoke cigars. I discovered cigars are bad for us. China's bad for us. Africa's going to be bad for us soon. Russia and China,
Don't
we're
get started
finding
on
out.
Russia.
Yeah, Russia and China, we're finding out they might be banding together, the band of brothers to take over. Like, what a crazy thought to think one day we might be like number whatever 5 on the list of superpowers in the world. Somebody else is they're standing over us. That's a scary thought, man. Because I feel like if I was China or Russia, I'd be like, let's go in there and make them slaves. Those fat, lazy, worthless Americans. You're all going to be given a pack of blankets and a can of tuna. Go work. Like, we would be building train tracks for China. You know, like crap like that. That's what I see World War III. Like, America is now the Jews, and Russia and China is Germany. You know? Like, what?
Yeah. Well, it just makes me think. I saw somebody post something the other day, and they said something about like, "Oh my God, I worked like 50 some hours this week. I can't wait for the weekend. Like my life, like they made it seem like it was so tragic, but it was like the first time they ever did that.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, this was rough.
It's like, oh my God, your life's so rough.
Yeah, God help you.
Made a bunch of overtime money, man. What's wrong with you?
It's like the woman who
It's
turned
like
her.
you were working for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like the woman at the Olympics who recently
I'm
just
not saying
turned
it
her
doesn't
back on the
suck,
flag. No, it doesn't, skis.
well, it does suck to work a lot of hours. Nobody wants to work.
Yeah, but to complain about it on
to
your
make
social
it seem
media.
like it was so, like it was the worst event in their life.
I get it. We all get it. You know, if life
That's what I'm
is
saying.
good,
People are like really gonna struggle with hard times.
it's gonna be bad. I like the analogy of the one guy who said, imagine if Americans had to migrate. We all like something happened and we all had to like try to make entry into, let's say, Mexico. Now, instead of Mexicans sneaking into our border, Americans are trying.
Like, yeah.
He'd be like, that would be the fattest, like slowest, most dead line. Like just fat Americans trudging like, let us in. You gotta let us in. We need our TV. Like to Mexico. Like, come on. We're not going to Mexico and trimming lawns and doing like concrete work. Are you crazy? This is America. You know, we need the big time jobs and stuff, and you need to let us in right now. Like, it's a
I
scary
feel more
thought.
people would flock to like Canada. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, come on in, neighbor."
Dude, come on. Canada would be dead, bro. Canada's such a weak little freaking. I feel like if someone's gonna take us over, they're going through Canada first, and then they're coming down our way. They're going to demolish Canada, set up their bases, and then they're going to come into America. Canada's going to be gone, bro. Maybe Mexico, too. I don't know.
Well, some people might just let them in. So
Yeah, Trudeau would. He would say, we welcome everybody. Come on in. Welcome
definitely
to America.
can't trust the French.
Yeah, you can't. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Behind the Glass. Anyway. We're going to do a questionnaire after this. Then we're done. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Behind the Glass. I'm done saying subscribe to everything because it's so well known. You know, people know.
People just do it.
We will catch you guys in the next video.
Right?
Peace.
Peace.